latest here on those U.S. strikes on Iran. Take a look at this image over the White House here at this hour as President Trump says the U.S. will resume talks with Iran in the coming days. Iran's foreign minister firing back, though, at President Trump, telling him to drop the, quote, disrespectful and unacceptable tone toward Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. I do want to pop this up here on your screen as he did post on social media about just that. He said if President Trump is genuine about wanting a deal, he should put aside the disrespectful and unacceptable tone towards Iran's Supreme Leader, Grand Ayatollah Khamenei, and stop hurting his millions of heartfelt followers. The great and powerful Iranian people who showed the world that the Israeli regime had no choice but to run to, quote, daddy to avoid being flattened by our missiles, do not take kindly to threats and insults. If illusions lead to worse mistakes, Iran will not hesitate to unveil its real capabilities, which will certainly end any delusion about the power of Iran, end quote. This comes as President Trump warned that he would, quote unquote, absolutely consider bombing Iran again, quote, without question, if intelligence determined Iran was attempting to enrich uranium to concerning levels.
If Iran...
Are you from Iran?
No, I'm not from Iran. I'm from the UK. But if the intelligence reports conclude that Iran can enrich uranium to a level that concerns you, would you consider bombing the country again?
Without question, absolutely.
And have you had any conversations?
Turned out to be unbelievable. But, our incredible flyers and I call them the shots, these guys are unbelievable. Think from 52,000 feet, they hit the equivalent of a refrigerator door.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump has once again ignited controversy on the global stage by stating that he would consider bombing Iran without a question, absolutely, if the situation demands it. The remark, made during a recent televised interview, has sparked widespread concern among diplomats, military analysts, and political figures both in the United States and abroad. While Trump is no longer in office, his status as the leading Republican contender for the 2024 presidential election lends significant weight to his words. His blunt and aggressive tone has reignited long-standing fears of a potential military escalation between the United States and Iran, a relationship already strained by years of hostility, sanctions, and mutual distrust. Trump's statement echoes the hardline foreign policy stance he maintained during his presidency. One of the most defining moments of his administration's approach to Iran was the January 2020 drone strike that killed General Qasem Soleimani, a top Iranian military commander. The strike, carried out without congressional approval, was justified by Trump as a preemptive move to stop imminent attacks against American interests in the region. However, it nearly led to a full-scale war, prompting Iranian missile retaliation against U.S. military bases in Iraq. Many critics at the time warned that the killing of Soleimani set a dangerous precedent, and now, with Trump signaling a willingness to repeat similar actions, those concerns are being revived. When asked in the interview whether he would consider launching another military strike against Iran if provoked, Trump answered without hesitation, "Would I bomb Iran again if I had to? Without a question, absolutely." He went on to accuse the Biden administration of weakness and appeasement, suggesting that under current leadership, Iran has been emboldened to restart its nuclear ambitions and spread its influence unchecked throughout the Middle East. Trump's assertion taps into a narrative often used by conservatives, that showing strength through force is more effective than diplomacy in deterring adversaries.